Yes, indeed. Tagged. That is definitely a drone you're looking at. Let's see if I can get closer. What's good, my people, my peeps? What you're looking at right here is a drone. Illegal. Well, supposed to be illegal. The rest of the stuff is stars. Once again, no freaking moon. But I'm not here about the moon tonight. Although there is no moon, but there's this bright drone. Let me turn this around. I have to go in the house to get some light. There's no moon out here again, but like I said, I'm not here about the moon. I'm here about the drone. And I have confirmation that it is a drone. Hold on, let me sit down for a minute. Well, you all saw the title, tagged. Target individuals have been tagged. I know you guys have been on, well, some of you joined in on that roller coaster ride that I had when I saw, well, I said, did I see a spaceship? Did I see a UFO earlier this month, last month? And then we went on a ride because the drone, which I couldn't tell at the time if it was a drone or if it was a star. What was it? Because I actually had saw, the three lights in the sky that were in the shape of a triangle that I had seen before. And but that night, that specific night, a drone, well, I call it a star. What was it? I didn't know. Followed me up and down the block. We all rode together. You were on that live. And today I said I was going to try to sit and wait for the drone or the star to appear because I wanted to see, right? What was it? Was it a star? Well, I can confirm, like many of you all have told me, and I do apologize to some target individuals who have had drones follow them and have come on or into the comments section and said, it's a drone. It's a drone. And I just did not know. Just like some people have to, find out for themselves and probably will never find out for themselves. I titled this live stream tagged because tonight I tried to wait without coming directly home to see this drone or star. How did it appear? Where did it come from? So I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, well, let me just go home. There's several things that I observed tonight, and I want to share them with you, okay? As definitely chosen ones, you are. Not just targeted, but definitely chosen. Um, Before I lose any power, because the reason why I lose power so much is because they're tapping into our phones. That's how you know your phone has been hacked, when your battery drains fast. So, hello. Hold on, I'm gonna read your comment. Let me get situated here really quick. Plug this up. Yeah, that's how you know your phone has actually been hacked. because your battery drains too fast. Okay. Okay. Those follow me every single damn night. These people are disturbed, very much so. Um, they love to hang around my neighborhood's house and bop and down, up and down what? The street. So, and then I'll put this up there. She had a second hand. No one pays attention. Say that again. It is not difficult to tell the characters. Well, this is why I'm here, and I'm letting you know that definitely targeted individuals, you have been tagged. Laugh out loud. Oh, okay. So you have been tagged. I often wondered, I often thought to myself, how, because I've always said, when the time comes, I'm going to run, right? Run to the hills, head to the hills. And I hope if you are not a targeted individual, definitely chosen, you see this live stream, because a lot of survivalists, a lot of, and I don't know, guys, my eyes been irritated, so I'm not crying. It's just my eyes been irritated. A lot of survivalists believe that they'll head for the hills, they'll get off the grid, and they think that, or a lot of Israelite people that formerly known as Black people who have waken up, think that they are going to head for the hills and survive on the land. And tonight opened my eyes to truly let you guys know that they have this on lockdown. I believe they truly have learned from the past. And they really have those of us who are known in this community online as target individuals definitely on lockdown. So I wanted to test a theory or test a plan that I had run through my head a couple of times. First was to see if that was a star or a drone. And so one thing I want to tell you also, I want to tell you that every sound in your environment that you hear, that you think is natural or part of your environment, such as, we know the coughing that they try to use to trigger us with, right? But every sound is used as communication between them, okay? So I want you to take heed to that. Every sound, from laughing, chirping, cars honking, they actually have incorporated Morse code into various sounds that you hear in your everyday life, just like you heard coughing in your everyday life. And you excuse me as I clear my throat. You heard coughing in your everyday life, so it was hard for you to explain your targeting with these everyday coincidence that would happen, sounds that you would hear. And how could you say, well, they cough, and every time they come in, are they around, are they announcing their presence, are they announcing my arrival into a room, to one another, they'll cough. And you would tell that to someone and no one would believe you. because they aren't experiencing it, and it's just the normal thing for us to clear our throats every now and again, right? Well, sometimes it's a normal event for you to hear a horn honk or different things along those lines, right? Pay attention to that. Um, and if you want to just have fun, get the Morse code and study Morse code. One beep, two beeps, a long beep. Repeat the beeps. You're not going crazy. They're speaking to each other. So, back to your tag. When I came home, the star, our drone, because remember I wasn't clear, was not in the sky. But I definitely was sweeping out the garage, and I heard two beeps, one beep. And I was like, oh, okay. But I'm standing on the edge of the garage. And then I look up because it's always to the left of me. And there it was. But I was home. I said, interesting. I came in. I put my phone down. I said, well, let's test out my what is it when you do a scientific test to prove your point? It's a hypothesis, right? Let's test this out. I said, I'm going to leave my cell phone here because as us as target individuals, we use our cell phones, but we know that they have been hacked, and we know that that's a means of us being tracked because we carry our cell phones with us. But I said, I'm leaving my cell phone in the house. And, that's first and foremost, if you are a targeted individual. That's a brave act in and of itself. Even though it's hacked, we know they come in and they steal things. Before, they used to mess with it and probably bring it back, but now they're just showing how they are truly thieves and crooks. So they steal things now and they don't return it. So to leave my cell phone, yeah. At this point in time, I really didn't care. I left the cell phone. I got some provisions and I took a walk around the block. And before I started that walk, one beep. And I know you're looking or you'll hear about this live stream. It's probably just always perps looking, but it's okay. One beep, two beep. Wait, another beep. I continue to walk regardless. I don't know if some of you guys, wherever you stay in your neighborhood, or some neighborhoods still have chain link fences, but some neighborhoods have privacy fences. So as I turned the corner to the block, there is a privacy fence, and I ducked down. Remember, I'm testing a hypothesis. I'm trying to see if I was on the run, if I was like, I'm out, this is my escape route, this is my plan. I'm going on foot. I'm not taking no vehicle because we know vehicles are tracked. We know our phones are tracked. It's just me. I'm walking with no electronic equipment with me, on me. And so, hence, tonight's title, Tagged. Target individuals have been tagged. So I am walking and I duck down behind the privacy fence. And so I'm walking and I know whoever's in the houses across the street, if they look out the window, they probably say, what is this woman doing? This is somebody acting strange. Why are they hiding behind the privacy fence? So I kept walking and I kept peeking through the little slats through the fence and looking up. And bingo, it started moving closer and closer because it did not have a visual sight on me. It is definitely a drone. It started moving closer. So now the lights that come off of a drone, you know, the lights that come off lights, period, that look like rays of light are more defined. And so I continued to dug down. I didn't care. Whoever saw cars started coming out. It's truly the Truman Show. I didn't care. I kept ducking down, walking behind the fence, and it kept coming closer and closer. And then it stopped. And then I looked up. I was hoping that it got closer. But no need for it to have gotten any closer because I definitely could tell the difference between the stars that were much further up in the sky than the drone. So as I turned the fence and I looked up and I gave the drone a middle finger for its records. I must have held my hand up, giving that drone the bird for half of the way down the sidewalk. Because I don't care. And I doubt if the Most High would care that, yes, I serve him. But just like Yahushua went into those temples and was pissed the hell off because they were gambling in his house, I was pissed because how dare someone, anyone, put any type of tracking device on anyone without their will and without their acknowledgement, without their permission. Tagged. You, targeted individuals, are definitely it. I say chosen ones, and I differentiate you all from Israel, from the blacks of America and around the world that are waking up, understanding who they are as a people, so they consider themselves the chosen people. And at this point in time, I feel like I have to include my brothers and sisters who may be Spanish, white, in this as chosen. And you may wonder why I say that. Because definitely in Revelations, everyone, and I do mean everyone who repents, has the opportunity to live on this earth that will be renewed again. But there's definitely something about target individuals. And it's not the mind game that they have thought, that they have thrown out there for us to rattle and contemplate about who did it, why did they do it, was it a beef, was it a girl, was it a man, was it my ex, was it my boyfriend or girlfriend, why, who? This is such a sinister program. It's part of the script, is what I have come to realize. As I continued down the street, I just looked around and target individuals. When you look around, these people are no longer here. For you to be truly targeted, and I mean truly targeted, there's truly and definitely something about you where these individuals must keep their eyes on you 24/7. I continued to walk down the street and I noticed people, not only the people who were finishing up the roofs were still here, and it's later than it was yesterday. Now I'm talking to you, it's about it's 10 o'clock now, but they just left not too long ago. Other people are coming out the house. It's odd, I think, that they see that I'm walking down the street this late in the dark. No flashlights, just walking. Where I stay, I've told you guys before, there's no pets allowed. Whether you rent from the property management who I rent from or any other property managers who have different developments around here. And trust me, I went to both of them and I know for a fact there are no animals, pets allowed in these homes unless it's a what do they call those, rescue, not rescue pets, but um, I don't even know what they call it. When you have like a medical issue, you can have one of those type of pets. I don't know the exact name for those pets. Comfort pets, I don't know. But those are the only animals that you can have um, if you rent from either one of these property managers. When I realized that we are truly on lockdown and tagged, we are imprisoned against our will, and we have not been read our Miranda rights, if we have broken some law of their land, some treaty, we have never received any justice. We have never gotten the opportunity to defend ourselves in a court of any law. But yet and still, we have been tagged. We have been put into an imprisonment. I looked over and I seen a man on the opposite side of the street who's walking. We have to understand, and targeted individuals understand this, that everything that they do is a message. It's a message. But they do this in this so-called reality as well. But the people that are still asleep are just not here. Some people are just not present in mind, believe that that is truly reality or their reality. But a man was walking across adjacent from my sidewalk, and the street is in the middle. So I looked over, and he's walking, but he's walking with two huge dogs. These are not dogs that would be considered to have been trained to be like a comfort animal. These dogs are the type of dogs if you've ever rented, and a lot of people have rented homes in their lives or rented apartments wherever you lived at. It's if you have one of those pit bulls or one of those massive dogs that some people like to have, but they can be very kind of volatile because their temperaments. And so a lot of rental companies choose not to allow those dogs in their complexes. So if you have a dog, you have to ask about what type of animal, or if animals are allowed. Can you see the list of what type of dogs are allowed? Most times, if a facility allows a pet, they will allow a cat without question, you know. But dogs are on a certain list that you have to verify your pet before renting, right? So I looked across the street and there's a man and he's walking out of nowhere. I don't even know where this man came from because I have walked the entire block and did not see this man. But he has caught up with me because he is walking adjacent from me with two massive dogs. Message. One brown and another one a darker color. I want to say black, but I can't, confirm, but it was a darker color dog. And he kept walking. And I looked at him. And I said, okay. When I stepped on my so-called property, right, where I dwell, the drone is now behind me because I am walking away from it because I realize, okay, I know you're a drone. But now I'm facing down the street the opposite way and I say, oh, I laugh. I'm like, oh, they got two drones on me tonight. Oh, wow, this close. But to my surprise, it was not a drone. I have showed you guys the choppers, the helicopters that follow. This was a helicopter. And how do I know it was a helicopter? Because it actually had its lights on. But they turned their lights on because it was sitting there at first like it was a drone. See, this drone that follows and that have followed you guys, they're flying illegally. For most places, these drones are supposed to have lights that flicker like helicopters, planes, to identify that they are drones, especially if they're flying. And they're not supposed to be flying in residential areas and over streets if they are not, if they do not have a permit. So that's another way that we know that they're illegal and they're part of a government psyops, okay? But this, as I'm facing down the opposite side of the street, it appears at first that it's a drone because it's just there in the sky, not moving. And you all who have joined my lives before, when you came on and saw those 4 helicopters not moving, choppers, being stagnant in the sky, you know that what I say is true. It was just lights, as if it was a drone. And so I looked up and I was like, okay. And then I looked back and I said, I have 2 drones following me. Now this is no big mind-blowing discovery because I've had 2 drones follow me before. But this time they wanted to send a message. They turned on their lights to identify that they were a chopper. And they begin to slowly do a flyover, a low flyover me, to let me know that they have us truly, not just us as target individuals. If you are a true targeted individual, that you are in lockdown and they have you in this particular lockdown for a very, well, they, in their minds and in their research of you, particular reason. And I watched it do its fly over me very slowly because it wanted me to know that this was military. They did their flyover very slow. And I don't know, I may have gave them the finger too. And I watched it as it flew right passing that drone, as if to say they know that that drone is there. And so the dogs, the flyover, the final flyover with the helicopter, it almost, well, the first thing that came to my mind, although we're in this, it's a serious situation because we don't know the outcome or why, truly why we are in this particular program. But life, the movie Life, came to mind. Don't cross, the line. Not just get out of line and act up, the gun line. It was as if the hounds walked by with the man. As if they can, chase us down with hounds and choppers, and don't cross the gun line is the message they sent tonight. Don't think about escaping. You've been tagged. We don't know, and I couldn't even tell you or begin to tell you where the tag would be on you, in you. But I tell you, I had no electrical devices on me tonight, and they still followed me. And I wanted to bring that message to you tonight. That targeted individuals, yes, I'm not here to say that some people just would have people follow them and stalk them on a regular, just coincidence, right? For whatever reasons they may have to do that. But true targeted individuals, you're chosen. And I'm not here to say that to pump anybody's head up or anybody's ego up. But you are chosen. That is why you are followed 24/7. And they don't want you to cross the gun line. They don't want you to escape. They don't want you to find out the real reason behind your targeting. And I want to say that I don't believe that you are targeted for anything negative. Although they put that out there amongst the dead, the walking dead, because truly that's what they are. And you are alive. And you hold something valuable. That is why they follow. And they have truly put you in a holding cell of fresh air, so to speak, of a pretend freedom. But you are definitely in a holding cell. And it is maximum security, while the rest of the dead walk around in minimum security. They're not worried about them escaping. But you gems, tonight, prove to me that most likely you definitely have been watched since birth. You definitely have been surveilled since birth. And I'm going to read some of your comments. Y'all don't have to get close to see. I'll put some of them up here. Absolutely. Yes, he's going to gather his people. He scattered. That is so true, and that may be one of the reasons why they watch us so closely. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That is very true. Thank you for the hearts and the sparkles, the stars. So you turned your cell phone off yesterday, and your body started healing fast. Yeah, well, your cell phone, although all of us are pretty much in some form or fashion addicted to a cell phone. Um, but I mean, the cell phone gives off radiation that is just so um, it's it's deadly. So yeah, I believe you with that. But even if you turn it off, it still gives off radiation, but not as strong as when it rings. That's why they probably dial our number. I might just do a video, a TikTok with how many times I got called today from spam likely, anonymous caller, spam likely. Every time that phone rings, the radiation intensifies. And then, we know those phone calls, I believe, are part of trackers who have access to a code. And that's why the phone rings, because they're calling your phone to access a code. And that's a video for another day. But yeah, I believe that. Oh, yeah, all of that is hacked. TVs, smart TVs, laptops, you know, all of that. I think I am tagged. You most pro. I'm not laughing, y'all. This is, and let me explain myself for people who um, may be new to my channel and who see. Like, I laugh. I've always done that as a child. I don't know if it's a defense or if it's a security or what it is, but I will laugh in situations that do not uh, need laughter or should have laughter in it. So my laughter may be like a security device to make me secure, in a situation. I don't know where it comes from, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'm not laughing, but yes, I believe that you are tagged. So, like, for sure, do you get headaches? Wait a minute, I woke up at night. Mm. Oh well. Apparently they can't kill us. Right? Right? Yeah, at least you have an idea of where the tag may be, and um trust and believe. We have seen so many movies, or even if you haven't seen movies, you have heard of people being tagged. I mean, even if I hate to bring it up, but even if we think about the Matrix and Neo was even tagged, right? When they came to the office building and they got him out of the office building, they rescued him, and they were in the car, and it was Neo and Trinity and Morpheus, and she's pulling up his shirt and telling him to hold still. Now he thought he had been in a dream. Like, is this a dream that we all are in? And remember when they put something in his mouth, and his mouth went the not his mouth. I think it was the security guards or the whatever, the people who
the police who were trying to investigate him, mouths closed and all that trauma. He thought he was asleep. Well, when they got him in the car and they got that machine, and Trinity said, "Lay back, be still," and put that machine on his stomach. Tag, you're it, Neo. That's what I said. And that thing came out and it looked like a worm or something. And they got it and put it in some little vessel and it turned into a nanobot and it blew up. Y'all remember that part of the Matrix? Yeah, Neo was even tagged. So I wouldn't put that past it. A tag somewhere where you couldn't, like it was in his stomach. And some movies have had people realize that they were tagged like in their arm and they're so brave and they're cutting and nobody's gonna cut in their head or in their stomach. What? This is gonna be the most time taking these tags up out of us, right? So, but yeah. Yep. Yes, I think they were laughing at Still Blessed. That's all we can do. I'm putting these up here. I probably don't remember what you were commenting to, so but I'm just gonna throw them up here. Yeah, it is. It is. It because sometimes you'll go out in this world, this simulation that we're in, and you'll forget. Like going to the park the other day and the sunset. Oh my goodness, I don't even think that was the sun, guys. I meant to post those pictures that I took. I believe that was Nibiru that I saw because the sun is like huge. I mean, it was massive. It was like that, like they tried to hide in New York. I don't know if y'all seen that. It was that's what y'all saw. The sunset that y'all watched with me, y'all were looking at that massive sun that I said, that's Nibiru. But anyway, it's peaceful. You like, okay, the birds are chirping. This is so beautiful. The pond, nature, oh, life. And then you turn around and there's a perp and it brings you back into, okay, there's something off with this world. And it's creepy. And it's creeping me out sometimes because how are the rest of these people not seeing that there are creeps? There are people that are just not normal or not acting normal, right? If we know what is normal or how acting normal is, but not acting like they're like we're superstars and everybody must pull out a camera and take pictures of us. You know what I'm saying? We're just everyday citizens. Because you see, you as a person would see something strange and be like, why are they, doing that? Because you take note, you observe things, and I think that's part of who we were as a people too, observant. That's why we knew of how to grow, when to grow vegetables and crops, because we were observant of the sun and the sets and the times and all that good stuff. So we observe these people not being real. They're dead. Um, hold on, what was I at? Black and let's see. Yep, in a non-consent human experiment. Yep. But before I would say that, like your first part of your sentence, yes,
they are using us in a non-consensual human experiment. The second part, before I would say yes, to take away our rights, but as you know, the time is nearing, it's lining up, and everybody has come to the awakening that no one really has any rights. There are no rights for anyone. We never, well, not, I'm not going to say we, the United States never won the battle with Britain. You know, the British are coming, the British are coming. You know, the Indians threw all the tea into the ocean, and now we have the Great Tea Party. Oh, our independence, we won, and we now celebrate. And all that's been lies. That's been lies. You have no constitution. So there was no real freedom. Everyone has been a slave and been giving their money to a false government. So us as target individuals, this is something deeper than, and we lost our rights. We don't have rights. Not as the entities that they set up as the straw man and all that, and they took us as the real man, the soul, and made us obsolete. And we're going through life as a straw man, as a fake person, with our ID cards and capital letters, our names and our birth certificates. All this is fake. So you have no rights because they have you not participating in their imaginary world as a soul being, you know. But they know certain souls here must be destined for greatness because those souls they have targeted, you know. that, that's a good thing. It helped you. I don't consider myself chosen. Okay. I know who my Alba is and where I've come from. Okay. So do you consider yourself called? Or are you a targeted individual? No more YouTube. uh, no more YouTube. Are you a targeted individual? And are you called? Because it says few are chosen. There's not that many people in the world. Although you've been lied to and deceived, um, there's not very many people. There are bodies. Did you hear me? There are bodies in the world. There are not very many people who possess a soul here in this realm. So a lot of those, the Bible does say a lot of, so-called people, if you will, are called, but few are chosen. The chosen ones are the ones God has chosen, right? That's what the word says. So I'll just leave that with you to figure out why wouldn't you consider yourself chosen. That's good. You can take your power back. Yes, I believe it's psychological warfare, but I also believe they want to see. Well, yeah, I guess it would be one and the same. They want to see how we tick. Um, it almost reminds me of in school uh, with testing, right? They test you, they test and they say, oh, these people are smarter than these people, are, these people are gifted. You remember that? I believe certain ones that may have not been told that they were gifted is because those probably are the ones that truly were gifted, but they want to keep them under wraps and part of a psychological test. Because, like I said, now I truly believe we were watched from birth. So, to see how they would react in certain instances, this psychological warfare that you speak of. When you tell someone from the gate, oh, you're gifted, we're going to put you in the gifted program. Psychologically, what do you think that would do to a person, to a child, to a adult, to tell them right off the rip, as a young person, as a little one, that they're gifted? Not only to tell that person, they would have to tell their parents, right? Your child is gifted. And so we want to put them into this program. And, or to tell another child, you are not gifted. So you just stay in the regular, right? Have you ever heard of an upside down world where, you think that gifted program is top notch and the regular deglers are, those are regular kids, they're not too bright. Upside down world flips everything on its head, just like the movies. Just like the movies. And the gifted ones who are truly on the bottom, that's where they wanted them to, in their minds, believe. Put that thought, plant that seed in their minds so that they would not truly develop their gifts, to hone that and try to control that ball of fire as long as they could. Um, and so the psychological warfare and games begun. Okay? I need to put that in the oven. I'm going to so late, y'all. Okay. Let me see what else. That's true. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I believe so. I truly believe that. Not doubting that. Well, yeah, you're right. It's sometimes it's hard to ignore the foolishness, but I don't I don't always I don't go against having any protection. Trust and believe, because the more and more these poles shift, and the more and more this earth heats up, is going to make people truly bonkers, because they're not going to be able to handle this atmosphere change, right? And we know that to be true in the Bible. Is most I said it's gonna be fire next time, so it's gonna keep getting hotter for so that he can, clean this slate. But sometimes it's hard to ignore them, and sometimes I just play into them. Like tonight when I was at the grocery store, when they, try to act like, you know how they try to do the sly, slick way to try to take your photo. So today, and that's just part of my personality. Some people's personality, it might just be too overwhelming. But with me, I was playing with. I was like, gee, I was holding up stuff in the grocery store. No, if you're gonna take a picture, take a picture. You want me to pose for the frame. And then they walk by, and it's almost like they mad, like they want to get that off caught off guard picture. Nah, let me pose for you. So, so yeah, if you can't ignore it, yeah, what do you want? A picture? Sometimes because they're not going anywhere. They are on assignment, right? Probably so. Most likely, they can't break through it. Right. Well, we even know angels are huge. They just uh, transform or shape shift, if you will, into our average height. But yeah, beings, and they don't look like a lot of how the angels are described here as so cute and adorable. They gonna scare the living bejesus out of some people if they come in their real form. You know. Let me see. Oh, I don't like to put labels on myself because there is life and death in the power of the tongue. Okay, but chosen one, that seems like something positive. Are you talking about targeted individual? Let's say that. Organized, harassed. Well, yeah, I think I discussed that before when I first found out about this program. The original people that I watched had said about this is a co-op program, stated as co-op, stated as organized harassment, stated as um, these words here, and then because people were talking about gang stalking or targeted individuals. And I used to do that at first, and then I started seeing targeted individuals, gang stalking, because truly it is gang stalking. It's a gang of people. And not all of them are organized. It's not all inclusive of one terminology, you know? So, and truly, if no one is actually in it for the fight to bring awareness, and that truly would be personal, how you would want to label your experience.
So it's prey versus predator. Uh, no, I cannot. I can't even consider them to be a predator. Because predators, when you think about a predator, is vicious, fierce. It'll let you know that it's there and why it's there. It's, it's dinner time, okay? A predator, a real predator. I'm not talking about like a child predator with a sneaky, conniving, you know, I guess you consider that a snake predator if it was in an animal form, but a real predator. Something that stands its ground, lets you know that it's there, okay? A lion, I would consider as a predator. It's going to hunt, well, the female lions at least. They're going to hunt. They're going to stalk their prey and pounce on and let them know I'm there, I'm eating it, and then the male lion is going to come in for the final blow. These individuals are slug, like slime, like they are creatures with no purpose, no backbone, no leadership skills. They are truly um, all of the followers of the world. Predator? Nah. Mm-mm. But definitely something of a jellyfish is. And if a jellyfish is somewhat of a predator, I wouldn't want to even give them that opportunity to be called a jellyfish, if you will. But something definitely without a spine. And most definitely a follower. Oh, that's for sure, for sure. For real, for real. Okay. My head is always sore on my crown when I shower. You know, and water runs over it and shaking my head. Yes, they are wicked. It was long before we got here. Of course. Now, with your crown, that's interesting. That's interesting because it's the crown of your head. But not only that, you said earlier that you felt like that's where they chipped you at. But sometimes I believe that's where they try to also radiate people at. So that's probably why you're feeling also on top of if they did implant a chip there, the sensitivity, because they also seem to try to radiate um, very vital parts of your body and your organs, so. Yeah. What's a lie from Satan? That's a lie from Satan. What? What's a lie from Satan? I don't know. Did I say something was a lie?
if he said, "Don't cross the line." I'm lost with this comment. Yah has the last word. Well, we all know that we're living in the last days. I mean, it's all being shown. Everything that has been prophesied is coming to pass. I am truly lost with this last comment. Yah has the last word. Has permission from my Father to do anything to me. Well, if you're a targeted individual, you realize some permission has been granted because you are being under all of these attacks, just like Job. So, your father, my father, Abba, has granted permission. Your brother, Yahweh Shai, otherwise known as Jesus, told you that you were going to go through the same thing he went through. So, do you know that Yahweh Shai was tortured? Yahweh Shai was followed? Do you know Yahweh Shai was lied on? Do you know these things? So, your Father has granted all of that, and it's coming to pass. Free is a state of mind. Now, I don't, now I'm believing with the last part of your paragraph here. Free is a state of mind, but you're contradicting the first part of your statement. Free definitely cannot be just a state of mind if you are following the word of the Most High, because what he said and what you said earlier, no more, you too, that he cannot be a liar. Correct? Correct. I believe you stated that. So free is a state of mind. Well, a state of whose mind? Is the question. Because a state of mind feels to me, and that's in that how you ended your paragraph. Free is a state of mind means that it's a choice. Whether you think you're free or you don't believe that you're free. But free to me is factual. It's not just a state of mind. It's not, I believe myself to be free. I know that I am free. I know that I cannot die because I am infinite. I am energy. I am transferable. This body that I am in is dispensable, you know. But I, the soul that you are talking to right now via these phones and these devices, well, I am free. Whether I sit here in this avatar of a body or not. So for me, free is not just a state of mind. Free is who I am as a being, as a soul, an infinite soul. I don't think myself free. I am free. So for me,
that's just a little different, you know. The heathens will go into captivity. Esau, the so called white man, has no salvation and will serve us 4,000 years in the kingdom and build it up for us. Also, child, what is that? Esau? Islam. I don't know. I can't. It's running together, y'all. Ham. Oh, okay. You're naming off the rest of the nations and etc. Okay, so yes, I do understand that it is mentioned in Revelations. Now, how do I say this? Because I have seen other people know that they have read the Bible and read Revelations as men. Because believe you me, I've been told not that I can't I can't even open my mouth about that doggone Bible. But I don't know. I cannot be like those individuals because they pander to keep, their following, and they do not, and they will not tell the truth of what Revelations says. Um, Revelations do speak about Edomites going into captivity. And a lot of churches do not want to speak on that particular topic because right now we are under their rulership. Now, you mentioned they have no salvation. Their salvation comes in the form of serving the Most High God and repenting and being able to enter into the kingdom. Now, their role in the kingdom is written. So, if an Edomite, otherwise known as someone who is white, wants to serve the Most High God, I cannot and will not tell them that is not possible, and that is not necessarily their punishment. That is what is prophesied, and the punishment for the wicked Edomites are to burn. I believe that is the difference. I believe the Edomites that choose to serve the Most High God have come to the understanding of the heinous crimes that their forefathers enacted on Jakes. And I believe those Edomites that repent, they will go into the kingdom and they will rebuild, knowing what is to come of them. So, to not tell the full story of the end is pandering. And I will not be on here to pander to anyone. Just like Jake, there are children's, there are generations had to pay for what our forefathers did by breaking the laws and the commandments. And it has been a harsh punishment. And even more harsh or difficult to even understand is to be punished for something that you feel you had no parts in creating or causing. That is the reality that Esau will have to come to grips with. For he that leadeth into captivity will go into captivity. And if they choose to understand that, the word of the Most High God, and they choose to still repent, well, I'm not going to treat them harshly, for they know their fate, along with Hamites and so on and so forth. If they don't change their ways and repent and serve the Most High, yes, they will have to endure, just as if all us as Israel are not holy and not are going to just walk, cross the river of Jordan and walking into Zion, the beautiful, beautiful city of the no. Because you have some wicked Jakes, you have some wicked Israelites. We all have work to do, and definitely working on ourselves. But you are definitely correct, and I will not pander and say, no, well, everybody, no. Everybody is going to have to answer for the sins that they have done here. And the sins, this is the one that ruffles feathers of their forefathers. That's the one that pisses people off. Because why should you have to pay for something somebody else did? It's because you were forewarned. Your forefathers were forewarned. They were not just punished without being told. If they break a law, if they break a commandment, that this is the consequence of their actions. Your forefathers did that to you and to them. They were selfish. They thought of themselves and their actions at the time that they did it, and did not have any second thought to the generations that were to follow, because they were in their actions and their pleasure at the time that they were going through, enjoying, whatever they did, however they broke some of those commandments, they were in it for them, and they were not looking out for you. And that goes both ways. That goes both ways, okay? I'm not saying that against the Edomites only. It went both ways. It went for, Jake. It went for Israelites, otherwise known as black folks. Our forefathers didn't have a care in the world that their children, the generations to come would suffer as they have. Nope. They enjoyed their time, they enjoyed sinning and breaking the law, but the Most High God told them, He forewarned them of what was to come. And we have gone through these curses, and they have been more than hell on earth. And with that being said, Esau, you have been forewarned. Esau, otherwise known as white people, although you may not want to hear it, although you may want to still drink the Kool-Aid of America and have as understand the Bible, you have been forewarned. And you have to pay for the sins of your forefathers. And harsh as it may seem, it still comes with some grace. So I just can't pander. I just have to, because I'm not going to be, called up. And the Most I said, why was you pandering? Why you just didn't tell the truth and let them sit with what is to come and let them make their own decision? And I'm not going to be the one who panders. And and I've heard debates, and I've heard people bring that message up, and I've heard Esau's reply that why would they pay for the sins of their fathers, their relatives? They didn't do it. The biggest thing is I didn't have a slave. I didn't own slaves. Why would I pay for my grandparents and my parents' parents, blah, 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 owning slaves? It wasn't me. Well, I could say that same sentiment, but on the opposite hand, wasn't told the commandments when it was wrote in stone. I wasn't there partying, having orgies around a golden calf. I wasn't breaking, I wasn't doing all of that. It wasn't me. Why should I pay for the sins of my fathers when they want to, take all their gold jewelry off and start worshiping a gold calf? And it wasn't me. But now that we are awake and know that you have a choice to make and you still have time to make it, the Most High is not hearing it wasn't me. He said, you will pay for the sins of your forefathers. Period, point, poop. Okay? So how are you going to handle it? Yes, indeed, Sergio. I've heard that too. That 144,000, I don't even really speak on that because I have never really studied in depth about that. I've heard other people's, ideas about 144,000 from what they studied in the Bible. And some people feel that it's all men. And some people, from what I can't really speak on it because it says they're all virgins, and we know half the men on the earth are not virgins. So So, have they been born yet? Well, I don't know because time is ticking. You know, I don't know. I can't speak on that. And then I heard about a lot of targeted individuals being part of the 144,000. So we shall see for definitely. I would love to chop it up with you in a conversation. Unfortunately, I have to pause the video before I can get out. What is staying live? You have to pause the video before you can. Wait a minute. Hold on, let me turn this. Get back up there. Okay. All righty. So yes, I definitely wanted to come on here tonight and tell you all, you target individuals tagged. You definitely have been tagged. You definitely have some form of a tracking device within you. And trust and believe when I say it's not that you have ever had to have gone to a hospital, a dentist office, none of those, because they can simply drug you in your very home, pipe in. Um, I don't even know what type of drugs they are through your vents of your home, okay, and you would be knocked out, and because that's how they traffic people, that's how they sexually assault people, and that's how they have tagged you one way or another. So it's not that you had, oh, have you ever been in the hospital? Have you ever been to a dentist's office? Do you have implants, dental implants? It's nothing that simple, um, in my opinion, because everybody has not had a dental implant or been to, you know, through surgery where they can get their grubby little paws on you. They have access to you. We have never had, anything secure. That was a false sense of security. Only a key to your home, only a key to your vehicle, all false sense of security. They've always had access to you. Okay. So target individuals truly have been tagged. And I, in my opinion, feel that you were targeted from birth. Okay. As soon as they whisked you away from your parents, they tagged you maybe there after they tested your blood to see what your DNA read. But you definitely are tagged. Okay. I'm gonna pop these last two up here. Oh, I was just saying something about DNA code. DNA 144,000 is 12 times 12 DNA code activation, where two strands of DNA get 11. Oh, really? Where you? Turn it back on. I heard something like that. I don't know if it was along the lines. Like I said, I cannot even confirm this information because I haven't studied anything about the 144,000, but that's interesting. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I already know that they use everything that they throw on everything at the targeted individual. Everything, because we are stronger than most. Okay? We are definitely stronger than, so they are throwing everything at us.
There are some videos that I have to get into, but I have to make it through day to day too. And I try to bring you, information as best as I can. But I like doing videos so that you can, so I can put everything together like a puzzle piece, and you can see it for yourself because there's so much technology that I believe the targeted individual went through or they tested it on before they are starting to release these certain technologies on the general public. And some of it is deeper. It's like I need to have uh, a ethereal after dark, because some of these conversations are for grown-ups and grown-ups only. And or maybe I need to have it on like a Patreon, because then you can have more, or a Rumble, because then I can I can speak freely without pausing and trying to watch the words that come out of my mouth. But I believe a lot of chosen ones, a lot of target individuals are going through things that they can't or they don't want to express on YouTube, but are searching for information, and they can't find it, or they don't have a safe place to express it, because we know a lot of perps are on YouTube. Your perps, your targeting, the perp, with the gang stalkers that follow. I'm trying to read this and talk to you. The gang stalkers that follow you all are on here, taking notes or whatever. There's the internet. There's no. This is not a place to, from what I'm hearing, is to just pour out everything on here as far as your life. But whoops, too late for me. I haven't poured out everything, but a little too late for me. But I want to provide information that you may have tried to search for and you can't find, but I want to provide it, and I want to bring, just the resource, or where I learned the information. I don't want you to just think I'm just spouting it off the top of my head. I want you to actually see what the scientists are, slowly releasing, but you may have experienced these things, and it's just kind of put like in a chronological order, and so then it makes it real for you and for other people to be like, oh, and they can see, wow, you know, it's just doing it in video form is just a little more time consuming. Yep. Oh, pepper. Yeah, yeah. That's why they're trying to block out the sun, because the sun, the sun that which are planets from, not planets. Nibiru is a we we consider it to be a planet, but it's actually supposed to be a ship. Um, Wormwood is different from Nibiru, and and I can admit this, I always called them one and the same, and they're not one and the same. Um, so Wormwood is different. And then what else would you say? And because even in the Bible, it mentions Nibiru, but it doesn't call it Nibiru. And I always thought Wormwood was referring to Nibiru, but actually it's called the Destroyer, because Nibiru is known as the Great Destroyer. And in the Bible, it mentions the Great Destroyer
as two, preferring it to Nibiru. Um, and wormwood is referring to an angel smiting the waters and making it bitter. And that's when some more issues are going to be coming. So I had to learn that too. And like, I appreciate learning different information. And hey, if I'm wrong with something, I definitely, will clarify. Oh, wow. Don't don't say too much information. um, because I watched I don't even know if I'm gonna say her name. I watched the female's video, and we know that they're watching. So, and she mentioned something about, she knew some people or a person higher up and had seen a memo about people who display supernatural tendencies and that's probably why you're targeted. Um, that those are the people that they are coming after, keep their eye on closer. So be careful when saying certain things. Yeah, that lost me completely. I don't know. Yeah. Or demons. Why do people don't? Y'all hate to call them doggone. I know you would call them interdimensional icons and demons. You're fighting them. I mean, people, they throw that word around. Oh, it's demon. Yeah, wait till y'all see. And I'm gonna drop a video. We always used to hear about, oh, there's going to be the Great Deception and Blue Beam and yada yada yada, and they don't want you to believe what's coming out of the sky. They don't want you to believe Yahweh shall return. So they got the Great Deception about the aliens and you know. Well, the other day there was a news report. This Spanish family, and they said that a light, or they heard a boom and a crash and a light, and aliens appeared in their backyard. And this was recently, guys. And I'm gonna put this on the channel. Maybe not tonight, but tomorrow. And aliens appeared in their backyard, and they described these particular aliens. And that's why we. Oh, I'm sensitive. Oh, we are going to have to really know the difference between, if you want to call them what you call it, dimensional beings or icons or aliens. Some people are calling them, or demons, or angels, or who is the enemy, who's the friend, and who's the foe. For real, for real. Because there is a deception coming, and it's not just this deception in this realm where you have these people who are deceived to think that they're doing all this stuff for the government as far as your gang stalking. I mean, a great deception, because there's a fight for your soul. Yeah, both different, but twins are one and the same. Oh, well, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, we talked about that in a way. Yeah, yeah. So I hope everybody's prepared for that as well. So I'm gonna get off of here, guys. I just want to drop those gems on you. It just blew me away that they let me know, and I kid you not. And I couldn't show you because I left the phone in the house. So, and if hey, it's just up to you to believe it or not. Um, believe it or not. But yeah, they let me know, and I wonder why. Is it before I go? Because y'all know I show you things like I showed you the military Humvees today. I showed you a month ago. I showed you the choppers in the sky formation just sitting there, right? And I don't know if other target individuals have um, these experiences where they actually, I don't know, it pisses them off that I'm showing you all these different um, you know, that the military is gearing up for something, and so they want me to know that I'm locked down. That no matter, there's nowhere to run to, and so they do that slow, and I mean it was a slow and deliberate fly over. Um, I haven't heard any, and maybe I need to go on more targeted individuals' pages and look at their information that they're putting out. But a lot of people aren't sharing like information like that. It's more of what we know. It's more of what we know. And I do talk about gang stalking, and I do talk about what's going on in the world and to prepare yourselves. And I'm just going to pop these up here as I close out. And to prepare yourself for what's to come. But they literally is like sending messages directly, like, I don't know if that's a warning, like, shut up. You're locked down and there's nowhere for you to go. Um, but other outside of targeted individuals' platforms, I hear a lot of people talk about what the government is doing, or they talk about the lies that we've been taught, right? But I don't hear them come back on and say that they are being threatened or the government is showing them, yeah, it's us. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard anything like that. So why would it be important, if you will, for them to let me know, yeah, this is a drone and that's a chopper, and we made it look like a drone because it stood still with its lights, its um, I guess, legal lights for a flying chopper or flying vehicle to have on. Those were off, and it just looked like a bright light of a drone. But then they turned on, and the chopper started to move. And that's interesting. That just hit me different just now, because they all could be choppers. Now that I think about it, because the lights are so big, drones are not that big. Now that I think about it, but it would have to be a drone. But How would it stay up for so long, not knowing if I would wake up in the middle of the night and leave out? You see what I'm saying? And to get up, even if I'm being watched, right? In my sleep, like most of us are on whatever they have in your homes watching you. If I was to be asleep and tried that very same experiment that I tried earlier, the drone can't stay in the sky 24/7 without refueling. I don't even know how drones operate, but I'm sure they need to have some kind of fuel or battery source or some kind of energy source. So who's operating the drone 24/7? And if I was to, if they were to land the drone and I was to get up and run outside, it's just so many variables to understanding how they keep their eyes on you or keep you tagged, right? Basically. And before I get out of here, the three lights in the sky that I saw back in 2019, and then again in 2023. And when I saw it again, I said, is this a UFO? And when I saw it in 2019, I said, is this a UFO? And there was a person, a really, yeah. Um, and it's very surreal to be followed by drones because it's like, are they really using this type of resource on me? That's what blows your mind because you're like, so many people, and I'm hearing different people, say they've been followed by drones. Are they using that type of resource on us? It has to be something about you. But there was a person back in 2019, or probably before then, when I was just seeing the drones, who who kept saying in my comments that they were drones. But this is in the beginning of my targeting, guys. So a lot of information comes from different sources, and at that time you don't know who's who, and we still don't know who are real targets. And and then I talked about that UFO with the three lights in the triangle in the sky, and I believe it was that same particular person. It was a male, and I believe it was a white male, and he had said he had been getting drones. And I went on his page, and because he made another comment about the three triangles in the sky, and he said that is not a UFO. He said that is a military aircraft that has not been revealed. Something along that line. I'm not quoting him word for word, but he said that is not a UFO. That is a military aircraft that has yet, let me take this down, yet to be revealed to, society. And I cannot remember the name of that, but he put it in the comments. And for the life of me, I could not tell you. If you went back and look at all my videos that said something about drones, maybe you could skim it if they haven't deleted it. Because sometimes comments are deleted, and I haven't deleted comments. Sometimes it's through, they go through and delete comments. But when I was just sitting here, that came back to me when he said that is a military craft. And I remember researching, because he put the name of that military craft in my comments. And I remember going back and researching that craft. And they do have a military aircraft. And at that time was like, so I guess supposed to be top secret. under wraps. But you know how so stuff leaks out. But they have a military aircraft that is in the shape of a rectangle. I mean, a triangle. I'm talking about a triangle. And you know how I seen the lights, the 3 lights. So just earlier last month, when I seen the ship with the triangle, and y'all seen the lights. You even seen where I even did the video, and there was another, and she sounded like she was an African American woman. Had the video, but hers was the videos. Mine was not showing up on video that night. That's how dark it was. Because there was no moon. That's a whole nother subject. There's not one tonight either. And hers was the lights. I wonder if hers was a military craft too. But this time, mine was accompanied with that moving drone. And, you know, my eyes are starting to get heavy and blurry. So if I look like I'm like about to go to sleep, my eyes are just getting heavy. Wait a minute, what? Oh. Interesting. Well, thank you for that. Because I was just sitting here, I'm like, I'm wondering about how do they do that? Yep. No idea why my family is ex-military. Yeah, I've been around military all my life. Everybody in my family, well, pretty much have been in the military, except for me. So, family is ex-military. I'm in Philly. Are you? And the gang stalking is ridiculous. I heard about, yeah, the gang stalking in Philly is really bad. Oh, no problem. Right. So now from what I've seen tonight, guys, it's the Truman Show ain't got nothing on this. Y'all, it is truly. It is 100% the Truman Show. As far as the synchronicities, the I go outside, they outside. I go back inside, they inside. Even if you like peek out the door, they outside. All right. I back my car up. It is the Truman Show. And sometimes I was playing hide and go seek today, like tag you're it with hide and go seek. I'm like, I'm gonna just sit here and see, because sometimes it just feels like this cannot be real. These people cannot be Autobots or just it cannot be, because you to separate the reality that you thought you knew for, and God, y'all know I'm in my 50s, so y'all know I had plenty of time to have some reality, fake reality. So to come off of that programming rapidly is mind blowing. And then to realize that the government ain't playing no games. And why are they not? Because I didn't first, like, hey, like Jeff said, his ex family member was military. He ain't said he was military or not. But or everybody I knew was military. I never joined. I was the one singing, and I'm proud, to be an American. When I taught children, guys doing the flags with the little handprints for the stars and singing the performance for the parents, and just the biggest supporter, but never talked negative about the military. I like some people may be raised around, let's say, the police all their life. There's generational police officers in their family. So they're proud to have that somewhat a part of their heritage or their family infrastructure, if you will. So to say, yeah, my uncle flew in Vietnam and was, oh, and my second uncle, not my blood uncle, but he was my aunt's husband, was an officer. And then on top of that, because I am Israel, I am Black, um, these were positions held by Black men back in the day. Vietnam officers flying and flying, you know. So with that being said, it was some sort of prestige, if you will, because I seen men, Black men, and not to put any other men down, but I'm saying a lot of Black children, um, not all, but a lot did not get to grow up seeing Black men represented in a light of honor, although they never brought home the racism or any negativity that they may have had to endure in the time and era that they lived in. All that we saw as children growing up were men of honor. Do you understand? And so when children, whether it be a male child or a female child, see men of honor, see men who 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 are the king of the castle, but not in the sense of how I'm hearing um, this younger generation perceive the man of the house to be. But when I was growing up, to see the men of the house, um, even in their own home, be treated with honor and respect, and treat their home and the children and their families with honor and respect. It's a different world. It's a different upbringing and appreciation that you would have for a father, an uncle through marriage, the people that they associated with. There's a difference of interacting in the world around you, because if you and I'm just can only refer to my upbringing, going and interacting with their comrades, um, seeing how they treat you, and even traveling as a young child, being granted that opportunity. meeting people that my father had met because he had been to Europe before we had. So he had established relationships with people and Germans. And so he had um, a German family, an older family that had adopted him, and they called him their their grandchild. they were they were they were German, and they now, mind you, I've gone through and had racial experiences, but I've had a balance, okay, of good and negative, but positive and negative. And but the way that these people treated him and he treated them, and children observed these different interactions amongst adults, whether adults want to believe it or not. Children take on and witness these things and they absorb it like a sponge, and they absorb how other people interact with them. So that's why I've always appreciated other people's cultures and wanted to interact with other people, not as them acting like me or trying to take on traits of me. I wanted to interact with other people because of who they are as an individual and their cultures. And witnessing all of that, that is what actually aided in me having that pride to be an American, right? Um, that false sense of pride, because to wake up to being hunted down and tagged, and, and you never plotted against America, you never had any hatred against your fellow brethren, sister, a brother, sister from another mother. That awakening to that as well is mind blowing. Because what is the plot here? What is the plot of the military? To have these high tech weapons, surveillance, surveillance people who never had any ill will towards their country, even if they were oppressed, an oppressed person in a country they never still had any ill will towards. That is mind blowing. That same government finds it fit to stalk people who have done no wrong, or because some targeted individuals I know may have um, served for crimes committed, but they, did their time, but they weren't planning no attacks on the American people, and they weren't planning these big attacks on the American government. So therefore, why is the American government attacking these certain people with these high tech? I mean, these aircrafts, if you even try to Google it, I mean, just Google triangle, why do I want to say triangle? Rectangle uh, military chopper, which I'll probably do later just to see if I can get the name of it. It exists. So why would they spend this money on people who never done anything? It just seems so ass backwards to me. It seems ass backwards to me. It's like you send folks to prison, right?
I mean, and I'm talking about like if they send folks to prison that really did something, like something severe, like murder, like they knew they were murdering people, right? Let's take this chain off. They knew that, like, the real murderers, real crimes, people who have committed real crimes. Why they don't make laws like those are the people who fight the wars and leave the good jobs and the benefits here for people who have that try to interact in society, instead of making people have to go on the corner and sell weed to survive. Now I'm about to start rambling because now when I think about stuff like that, you make people, you cause people to be impoverished. You cause people to have to figure out means to survive, and then they break petty laws. And I'm thinking of when they were arresting mass amount of people for a joint. And nowadays, people smoke marijuana. Well, they call it, I don't even know what they call trees, and it looked like a damn tree branch. From them rolling stuff up in blunts, it looked like a tree branch. They smoked that like it's nothing. And back in the 70s, these people had stuff that looked like twigs. And you gave them damn near life, destroying homes. And murderers out on the street, you give them less time than that. Instead of having your laws letting them know if you're going to murder and you like to take people to war, America, why didn't you make your laws to where these murderers had to fight your battles? Oh, you thought they'd switch sides problem. Why you didn't make it for them to go fight your battle? They couldn't have switched sides. You dropped them off in the Middle East. You know, how was they going to get home? Unless they was going to fight. Them Al-Qaeda or whoever you said the enemy was, they wasn't going to side with your American throwaways. If that's what you consider them, why your laws were so backwards? Trying to wipe out people and nations of people, and just did it ass backwards. And people basically who really didn't do, in my opinion, nothing that would harm this so-called great nation. And that's why I said this is an upside down world. What you think, what you perceive to believe is right. Whatever's up here, whatever's down here, flip it. It's upside down world. Don't be fooled with people in three-piece suits and the ones that can talk meek and mild and quiet and calm. Those be psychopaths. Those be the ones you got to watch out for. They got you afraid of people that talk loud and laugh loud and live loud. And the ones that talk quiet and meek, man, those are the ones that are creep. It's an upside down world. So it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. What was that? I often wonder why they don't use the drones, etc., to come after. Okay, thank you. That's so logical. The drug dealers, the people that do these things, you know what I'm saying? The true crime. They don't. It's an upside down world. They coming after the ones who, I think critically, can have critical thoughts. That's who I think the ones that really can make change, that makes sense. The ones that want to make you think you don't have no sense. The one, have you ever had people, you say something, they know you hear it, and they're like, huh, what? Like as if they can't understand. Those are people who are lacking in self-esteem, and they must in some way diminish your light by acting as if they cannot understand you. Or could you say that one more time? That's only, could you just be a little more quieter? Because most people, if people say, could you say that one more time? I just, what was that? You heard what the hell I said. You heard what the hell I said the first time, okay? And we ain't don't. That's why I can't get down with the get down no more. Ain't no proper English, ain't none of that, because it's all bastardized. You heard what the hell I said. They just, oh gosh. All right, y'all. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right. So I'll hit another topic and another one and keep going because it's late. And yeah, that's how people do. All right, I'm out. Exactly. I'm out, y'all, and much, much love.